Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of English with Sarvi. I see a lot of my students have problems with verbs and their prepositions. Even I myself, as a non-native speaker, used to have this problem a lot. So today we will be discussing around 70 verbs with their prepositions in some meaningful and tangible examples. And what I've done with the examples that can make them really beneficial and different from what you see in a dictionary is that I've made them interactive. I usually express my opinion about something through them, or I ask a question. In order to improve your speaking, you can simply start speaking in the comments. You can express your opinion about one of those examples, or simply answer my question. Aren't we all here to communicate? Yes, that's what this channel is made for. If you find my videos useful, I want you to push the subscribe button down here and also the bell next to it so that every time that I post a new video, you will be notified on your phone. Are you ready? Let's start. Verb number 1, agree. Agree to, agree with. After I talked to her, she agreed to do it. Do you agree with me? You agree to do something, or you agree with someone. Apologize for, apologize to. After she canceled the marriage, she apologized for doing it. And I think she had to apologize to the whole family. Object to. If you disagree with someone about something, you can simply object to their opinion. Admire for. I admire you for trying to improve your English. Or I admire Hushang Ebtahaj for his poems. They're amazing. Scold for. My mother used to scold me for eating too much in the parties when I was a child. I actually still do it. She doesn't scold me for doing it right now. This one is easy. Wait for. Will you wait for me? Blame for. Some of my students blame me for their own marks. Do you think it's okay to blame our teachers for our own flaws? Long. Long for. When you like someone very much and you miss them, you usually tell them, I long for you. It means I want you. So, who do you long for right now? I always long for chocolate. That's not a person. I keep forgetting which verb we're talking about. 8, 9, 10. Okay, so the next verb is pray. Pray to, pray for, or pray that. I know that is not really a preposition. Yes, it's not a preposition, but I just want you to know that you can use that with the verb pray to. I pray to God for a world emptied from hatred, revenge, and war. Amen. Ask. Ask for. Just because some people don't ask for your help, it doesn't mean that they don't need it. Go and help them. Ask to. Can I ask you to slow down? Do you think it's okay to ask people about their salary? Yeah, you can also use ask with the preposition about. Care about, care for. Do you care for that girl? Would you care for some pie? Care about. There's nothing else that I care about. Excuse. Excuse for. You usually use it when you do something bad. You say, excuse me for doing that. Excuse to. This one is usually used when you use excuse with the meaning of reason. I'd love an excuse to have a piece of chocolate. I was longing for an excuse to meet him. Verb number 13. Head. Head for. She's headed for work. She's headed to our house. We're headed for the park after work. You can use a head as an idiom too. She's got a head for business. He's got a head for heights. He's not afraid of them. It doesn't hurt him. Prepare. I'm preparing the house for a big party. Oh yeah, this one is real. I've prepared a lot of information for this video. Abstain from. I think children should be abstained from watching violent movies or playing violent video games. Don't you agree? Verb number 16. Protect. You can protect your skin from the sun by using sunscreen. Verb number 17. Rescue. Rescue from. This example is a little tragic. We all know that they rescued Rose from freezing water, but they couldn't do it with Jack. Save from. It's totally the same as rescue. Just a good point would be mentioning the difference between save and survive. We usually survive an event. For example, 12 people survived the earthquake. But when we say save, it means some people went there and saved them from that accident, rescued them from that accident. Suffer from. In this meaning, with this preposition, suffer is usually talking about an illness. For example, she's suffering from cancer. Retire. Retire from. My mother has been having a lot of fun since she's been retired from that company. Separate from. I always separate the students who do homework from the ones who don't. Yes, I do it on my list. Stem from. Most of Frida's problems stem from an accident she experienced when she was a teenager. Have you read about her life? Well, she's an amazing artist. Resign from. She resigned from that company to take care of her child. You resign a post, a position, or a job. Recover from. There are some sorrows that we don't really recover from, like losing loved ones. Infer from. What do you infer from her face expression? I infer from her face expression that she's unhappy. Graduate from. After I graduated from university, I started working in an institute. Borrow. Borrow from. I think internet is not doing justice towards libraries. People have stopped borrowing books from the libraries. What do you think? Work on. I'm always working on a new video. What do you want it to be about? Comment on. I think we need to stop commenting on people's decisions. We just need to respect them. What do you think? Do you agree? Concentrate on. These days, I'm concentrating on a strength training. What about you? Do you work out? Depend on. I depend on your suggestions for my next video. I mean it. Impose on. It means to force something on someone. For example, some parents impose studying a special major or having a special job on their children. Are you also a victim of that? If you are, share your experience with us. Insist on or insist that. I really like the way that YouTube is insisting on age restrictions for videos these days. It is so thoughtful. Play on. Advertisements usually play on people's weaknesses. Rely on. Can I rely on you pushing the like button for this video? Elaborate on. I want you to look at my videos and tell me which one do you think I need to elaborate on its subject a little more. It means to explain more. Okay, 2 cats are fighting right behind my window. Are you finished? Can I start? Okay, there they are again. Are they really fighting? Aim. Aim at, aim to, and aim for. We use aim at when we point our weapon towards a target and we want to hit it. For example, aim at the target. Aim the arrow at your target. Aim to and aim for are used to express your intention when you intend to do something. For example, I aim to be happier tomorrow than today. She's aiming for a 15-pound weight loss. What do you think she needs to do? Arrive at, arrive in. We arrived at the airport at 10 o'clock. Or we arrived in Istanbul later that day. We arrived in Istanbul on Sunday. Marvel at, marvel that. Both of them are fine. I always marvel at people who can stand on their feet again after a great loss or a big failure. Are you one of those people? Can you tell me the secret? Wink at. She winked at me to show me that she was not serious. She was just kidding. Glance at. I always glance at my watch for 1,000 times when I'm in a boring class. Has it ever happened to you? What was the subject of the class? Peer at. It means to look carefully at something or with difficulty. For example, when there isn't enough light, you need to peer at the text. Argue. You argue with someone. You argue about something or over something. I argued with my brother. Usually the next question is, what did you argue about? Or what did you argue over? We always argue over video games. Boast about. Parents love to boast about their children's achievements. Laugh at. I always tell my students to engage, to start speaking, and don't be afraid of making mistakes. Nobody will ever laugh at you for trying. Protest about or protest against. People were protesting about their working hours in that factory. Public protests against war always make sense to me. Concern about. Her mother was concerned about the changes in school's policy. Decide about or decide to. Nobody can decide about your future. Just you can do it. I decided to watch a movie in cinema. Know about. I know nothing about cooking Chinese food. Well, I've never tested it before, but I'd love to give it a try. Dream about. I always dream about traveling to Spain. Deal with. They always deal with big companies. It means to do business with, discuss with. I always love to discuss my classes with other teachers. I think it's the best way to get self-reflections. Are you also a teacher? Do you discuss your classes with other teachers? If you have any experience about this, share it with us. Tamper with. Believe it or not, I've learned how to work with some machines by tampering with them. Like my brother's coffee maker. I hope he's not listening to me right now. I know it's not right, and I know that finally I will be in trouble for this. Collide with. It's always a better idea to go off the road and take a short nap than to stay on the road and collide with another car. Don't you agree? Confront with. You always confront with a lot of problems and issues when you first start a job. Clutter with. If you ask mummies, they will tell you. Especially mummies with little kids. Their living rooms are always cluttered with toys. Coincide with. I see my friends less than before these days. I work a lot and our off days rarely coincide. Confuse with. Are you confusing me with someone else? My name is Sarvanas. You usually use this when someone is mixing you with another person. Trust with. Fathers usually don't trust their sons with their cars. Yes, that doesn't happen with their daughters. To be engrossed in or with something. I was so engrossed in editing my videos that I didn't get it when my mother came in. Believe in. If you believe in yourself, you're capable of accomplishing anything. Implicate in. A lot of people were implicated in that murder or in that crime. We use it when we want to show that some people were involved in a crime. Involved in. I really like the teaching methods that can involve a lot of students in interactions and speaking tasks. Confide in. Having a best friend means that you have someone to confide in. Participate in. Are you one of those students who don't participate in speaking tasks? Or you're one of those who is ready for anything that comes up? Just remember that the students who participate in discussions are the ones who improve faster. Specialize in. For example, that teacher specializes in teaching listening for IELTS, or that lawyer specializes in divorce. Okay, now that we are done with the verbs, remember what I told you in the beginning of the video. I want you to express your opinion about my examples or answer my questions. Just as always, remember to like, comment, and share my video with your friends. And if you haven't done it already, it's not too late. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and push that bell button down here to get notified when I post a new video. Thank you.